Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode number 198 of At Odds with the Unbreakable Spirit.
And the Executioner and Travis.
I can never get it out.
Now,
I am Matthew Smith, aka the Unbreakable Spirit. As you can see, I am wearing it. Well, I should say, if you're listening to this on Spotify, you can see I'm wearing the Cody Rhodes hat, but a Nightwing t-shirt, which is conflicting topics of this podcast, but that must mean it is a crossover episode.
yep.
So why don't we tell you what two topics we shall be discussing today?
Number one.
Number one, overconfidence of legacy heroes.
Clarify, we're talking about the kids.
What do you think I meant by legacy heroes?
And the second thing,
The results of Crown Jewel. But first, let me put 30 minutes on the clock because, let's face it, we have a lot to say about this.
yes.
Time starts now. The only one that I feel like has the right to be as overconfident as he is Damian Wayne.
Yes, Damian Wayne has every right to be overconfident because that kid was trained to be an assassin.
Mm-hmm.
He makes total sense why someone would want to be overconfident because it's like, why wouldn't you be? It's like, dude, I'm a kid, but I can kick I can kick a grown man's ass.
The people, but here's some examples of people who are overconfident that should not be. Jonathan and Jordan Kent from Superman and Lois.
Like, okay, let me just on the record question. Which Clark Kent would you say was a bit too overconfident?
I think Jonathan.
And why do you say that?
Well, he was like the jock of the two brothers when you think about it.
But Jonathan was the one with the big puffy hair, right?
No, he was the one that was the football star.
Right. But Jordan, yeah, that guy was a
Maybe a refreshing memory. Jonathan was the one that took the fall for his girlfriend for the ex-kryptonite.
yeah, he was a bit overconfident, but his brother, too much. Yeah, I know, I could go take on Lex Luthor. No, that's a bad.
Yeah, they were both overconfident in different ways, I would say.
Yeah, okay, here's another example. And I said this to you already, but Superboy in Titans.
Yeah.
He was like,
But I would say he was more naive than overconfident.
yeah, I mean, and I get, like, what other characters would you say was a bit overconfident in your opinion? Legacy characters.
I'm not sure if this counts as a legacy character, but this person was overconfident. Hang on. Okay. Roy Harper in Arrow. I feel like due to the fact that he had Mirakuru pumping through his veins at one point, he thought he could do anything.
Yeah. And here's the thing. If you are like a legacy character, like, cause
A
and I
legacy
don't like,
character that was, I think, underconfident. Mia Queen,
yeah,
Oliver and Felicity's daughter.
yeah, a character that was a bit overconfident, I think for the wrong, cause like when you think about it, like sometimes in some continuities, Grayson starts out like, yeah, I got this. And then he gets his ass
And
kicked.
very quickly learns thanks to Two-Face and a baseball bat. No, you don't.
Yeah. It's like, no, Jason Todd is a perfect example of being, that kid's the perfect example of being overconfident.
Yeah, he was also kind of blinded by reuniting with his biological mother.
Yeah. Okay, look, I'm gonna say this here, and I mean every word of this, is that if any character has a legacy child, don't give that legacy child, like, a tiny bit of training, like a small bit. If you have a kid that has training and they find out, hey, my dad is Superman, okay, great. Start training with them immediately.
Yeah. This isn't exactly a legacy character, but he is a successor to a mantle. Kid Flash in the Arrowverse. You know your sidekick is overconfident when he is leaving a signature at a crime scene,
Yeah.
literally lighting the pavement on fire in the shape of a lightning bolt.
Yeah. It's like, okay, look, if you are a legacy character, if you're the father figure or father of said character, and I get, if you want to wait for a certain amount of time, but it's just like, also, once they learn your secret, be like, okay, cool, you know my secret. Here are some ground rules you must abide by at all times.
Mm-hmm.
Set the tone immediately. Like, hey, cool, you know I'm Superman. Okay, you got to do this. No matter what. I don't care.
And never reveal your identity to someone you do not trust.
Or also, like, okay, and I'm gonna use Jonathan, I'm gonna use Jordan from Superman Lois as a perfect example here, because this kid basically wrote the book for that. Is that like, hey, don't tell someone if your father is a superhero, don't randomly reveal your father's secret identity without even running it by him.
Yeah, that's a head empty no buts move, like zero IQ move.
Yeah, that's like, bro, if your father is this, like, have some, sorry, but
If your father is the biggest superhero in the history of superheroes, the last thing you should want to do is tell anybody.
yeah, what do you go? What's another character that you feel was a bit overconfident, my friend?
Hmm. Jason Todd in Titan.
Yeah.
And we can just equate that to Jason Todd in general.
Yeah.
He just got more angry over time.
Yeah, like, okay, I don't know if he was a bit overconfident, but maybe for the only live action iteration of this character, I would say maybe Tim Drake in Titans. Maybe, I'm not really sure.
No, I don't think so. Him, to my knowledge, and no disrespect to the character, was the least competent of the Robins when it came to combat skill.
Yeah, but also it's like, guys, okay, here's a character in general that shouldn't be overconfident. Beast Boy.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just like, hey, I get, cause like, I get, like, if you're Damian Wayne, I get being overconfident, and even if you're like a character that's just like, hell, even if you're a character, and even if you're like Jaime Reyes and you're starting out and you're thinking, oh yeah, I totally got this thing. It's like everyone's gonna go through that phase of being like, oh yes, I totally got this. When in reality, you have zero idea of what you are doing.
yeah.
Don't go out and be a crime fighter when you have zero information on the kind of insanity that you are entering.
That's why I feel like superheroes, when they learn that crime is going down and they learn what it is, they should have a tactical meeting to plan out how they're gonna do this, like a team briefing sort of thing.
Yeah. Also, is like, I mean, okay, here's another example of a legacy character that I think got a bit overconfident. Terry McGinnis.
I would say arrogant describes Terry better.
Yeah, fair enough.
But also, you need to remember when he started out, he was a teenager, so
Yeah. Yes, a character.
here's someone who technically isn't a legacy character, but is very overconfident.
Who?
Booster Gold.
Yeah, that makes sense. Booster Gold is a character that is extremely overconfident. That is also. What about Black Lightning's kids? Were they a bit like overconfident? Like they were Anissa and
Thunder
Jennifer?
might have been, but I don't think we saw enough of Lightning to gauge whether she was overconfident or not.
Yeah.
Like, she was barely active before she got replaced by that thing that took her place.
Yeah, that's true. But also, it's like, if you're gonna be what is it? A legacy character. Yeah, I would definitely, okay, let's actually talk about this. That is, why do you think it's a bad idea to be overconfident as a legacy character?
Because you think I got this without truly comprehending the situation.
Yeah, without truly comprehending the type of world you're entering, like the type of
Like, you think since you've been active since a few years ago and you have your father's powers, you can take on his arch nemesis when his arch nemesis has a power suit.
yeah. It's like saying if you're like it's like saying if you're a kid of, let's say, it's like saying you're a kid of, I'm gonna say, of like Nightwing or something, and you think, oh yeah, I could totally handle the kind of world my father has been entering for the past decade, for the past like 20 plus years, when in reality you have zero idea with what you were doing.
Well, to be fair, one of his children with Starfire, Nightstar, is half Tamaranian and has powers.
Even if you have powers, you shouldn't be overconfident because that's just a recipe for
I
disaster.
wasn't saying she was overconfident. I'm just saying that if she wanted to be, she can back it up because she probably has training from both her parents.
Yeah, also, very, very. What's your thought on a character that was a bit overly confident? That honestly
Hmm.
had no right to be.
I don't know why, legitimately, I don't know why this was the name that popped into my head, but Rose Wilson from Titan.
Care to explain?
Well, well, she killed her father.
Yeah.
Deathstroke is the world's deadliest assassin, and she was able to kill him.
Yeah, that does. Yeah.
But I think the more confident of the Wilson kids that are in Titans might actually be Jericho.
Because he can literally possess anybody.
Yes, and he could stop fights just by looking at someone.
What about Slade's other son, Grant? The one that took up
Great
the Jew.
example of an overconfident legacy character. So overconfident that his confidence was his downfall when you think about it.
Yes, because I still don't understand fully as a comic book fan why he took a serum to give himself superpowers. I guess his father's abilities didn't genetically transfer over to him. I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, like that.
Well, also, Slade wasn't born with those powers,
Right, drugs. But
depending on
yeah,
the iteration.
yes. But it's also just like, yeah, I could take this on. You're in the middle of an epic fight, then all of a sudden, plop.
Heart attack, dead,
Then be like, I could just imagine being in the middle of that fight, just going, the hell,
crap. That's just gonna think I did it.
you mother, you.
Look how you massacred my boy. Sorry, had to do it.
Yeah, all right. Look, the thing
But
is,
to
if
be
you're
fair,
not,
that fits the context of it perfectly.
yeah, look. the thing is, if you are a legacy character, whether you have superpowers or whether you do not, the
or whether
reason I
you
think
have the, or whether you need to get your confidence in check and make sure you can comprehend the situation.
I mean, yeah, because look, I get with Damian Wayne, yeah, I get it. Damian Wayne makes total sense at first.
Mm-hmm.
But like, if I'm some legacy character and I'm taking on some, if I'm like becoming like a Robin or whatever, and there's like multiple versions of that character and I'm joining and I would be overconfident, my overconfidence would be my downfall for anybody because
Yeah,
you,
and you're probably thinking, actually, most of the Robins are not legacy characters, only Damien. Shut up! Literally all four of the canon male Robins, in some capacity, have taken up the mantle of Batman. Three of them happen to be in Batman Battle for the Cowl.
yes, but also like if you're a legacy character and you're just being like, and you think, oh, yes, I can take on my father's arch enemy with zero, whether it be a completely made up character or like someone like Lex Luthor or the Joker, you're gonna die or get your ass seriously kicked. No ifs, ways
Yeah.
about it. It's gonna go one of those two ways.
Or both if you're Jason Todd trying to save his mother from the Joker.
Yeah, that too. Be like, yeah, I got this. Batman be like,
Not
no.
only did he get his butt kicked, probably literally and metaphorically, but he also got blown up
Yes.
and died.
Yes. If you are a look, my entire point is, look, if you're a legacy character and you're just starting the crime fighting business, the crime fighting world, you need to go through whoever your father figure or father or mother is, if one of them or both of them are in the crime fighting business, they need to put, and you have
Hmm.
zero training, they need to make sure they be like, okay, you want to do this? Okay. But I'm gonna put your butt through the ringer. Am I gonna
Yeah.
take it easy on you? No.
Why would I take it easy on you? You're going to eventually, potentially take up my mantle. You need to be prepared for anything.
Yeah, exactly. If I like, look, whether you have superpowers or whether you like, if I'm Superman's kid and I'm just be like, yeah, I could take on some of Superman's villains. I'd be like, if I was Superman, I'd just be like, no, some of these villains are literal gods. Literally.
One of these villains literally killed me.
Yeah, they could,
Doomsday.
yeah, yeah, being like, yeah, I could go up against Doomsday. I'd just be like, sorry, what? Like, yes, I get, like,
Doomsday is a character that adapts to any way that he dies so that he cannot die that same way again. Superman beat him to death in the death of Superman. When Doomsday came back, he could not be killed by brute strength, so Superman had to send him to the end of time.
huh? Look, if you're like a legacy character, and whether you're going up against a dude without powers or a dude that is, if you're going up against your father's arch enemy, it doesn't matter who it is, and you have zero training. How do you not end up getting this kicked out of you? Because you need a, hey, welcome to the
Mhm.
superhero life, kid. Like, everybody, every legacy character in some way or another, my honest opinion, needs one of those moments where they get the absolute tar kicked out of them and it be like, this is a dangerous line of work.
Now they need to target that out of them or classes where they learn how to use a melee weapon when they start out. So when they're confident enough to punch bad guys in the face, they'll be able to do it without a crutch.
Yeah, and also, and I'm gonna use Tim Drake
That
as
is why when Tim Drake was Robin, he used a bow staff.
but also, that's kind of a downfall on Tim Drake's part because when you honestly think about it, it's like, yes, Tim, great, you have a staff, cool. But what if a bad guy teacher? What if you're in the middle of a fight and your staff gets lost in a? There's an explosion going on and your staff gets lost. What do? You can't rely on that one thing.
Then he would fight hand to hand. When he started out, he wasn't that good at hand-to-hand combat, which is why Batman would train him in it. And why when he went to Lake Shiva to learn a weapon, so he didn't kill anyone. He chose the most non-lethal weapon available.
I meant
And also it
non-lethal.
was collapsible, so he could like hook it around his belt.
I meant non-lethal, sure, but also could be lethal.
I mean, if you like wrap the staff around a guy's neck and collapse it against it, yeah, maybe.
But yeah, it's just like, look, if you're a look, the point is, like you're a legacy character. Whether you've been doing this, hey, whether you just find out your father's a superhero, or whether you're just um, or whether you've been in training for a few weeks, you don't just want to go out and fight crime without understanding the kind of serious things you're walking into.
Mm-hmm.
Did the
Well,
timer go?
the timer has gone off. We'll be right back with the results of Crown Jewel, which I forgot to pull up before starting this recording.
Alright.
And we are back with topic number 2, aka the final topic for these types of episodes. The results of WWE Crown Jewel 2025. Alright, people. So, we're having technical difficulties this episode. Desperate times call for, well, ridiculous stuff. We're gonna do a little thing called telephone, as in, I'm going to call Daniel Travis, put him on speaker. I'm sorry if the audio quality on that part is terrible. Hi, I literally have you on speaker and I'm holding you closer to my microphone than I am. Your thoughts on. I'm gonna share the screen again real quick and let's just get this over with.
I'm glad that AJ Styles and John Cena have an amazing ring chemistry. Did tributes to a bunch of past opponents, and I love that John Cena did a tribute to Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
This match, I thought that it was one of the best matches that either man have had in their entire career. And if that is their little final ever encounter, I am honestly gonna say
It was, in my opinion, a wrestling clinic and the perfect way to show what a rubber match should be in the world of professional wrestling.
I agree.
And when the dust settled, the all-time score for John Cena versus AJ Styles was John Cena 3, AJ Styles 2, allowing me to draw first blood.
Yes.
And I just realized I think I may have gotten my matches mixed up. Was the Crown Jewel Championship for the women the first match? Of course not. Well, I'm already going out of order anyway, so screw it. I'm just gonna do the Aussie street fight next. The original tribal chief Roman Reigns versus the tribal thief Bronson Reed.
Yeah, it was another chaos. Get arrogant, steal, even though he's a baby face. Not really sure what exactly they're planning with
Neither do I. But you won that one. Bronson Reed, with the help of the Vision, in their final act as a faction, might I add, defeated the original tribal chief. Jay Uso, Cody Rhodes. Yeah, the track. The next match, Rhea and Io Sky versus the Kabuki Warriors. Sorry, I didn't put them as a option because we both chose Rhea and Io to win this match. Yeah, yeah, I agree. The next match, I'm gonna do the Crown Jewel Women's Championship. Stephanie Vaquer versus Tiffany Stratton. Wait, are you sure Stephanie Vaquer was the men's NXT champion? Yeah, La Prima is just that good. Yeah, it's gonna stay in Australia anyways. Yeah, they could just make those titles over and over and over again for all we know. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that was like a stipulation of the first one. The championship stays in the country. Anyways, main event time. Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, Crown Jewel, Men's Championship. Until this event. Injured. Which is why he was written off TV. Well, I don't think the Vision is anymore, to be honest. After what happened this past Monday, but that's a topic probably for next week. But when the dust settled for the first time, Seth Rollins had defeated Cody Rhodes, meaning if you look at the scores, which Travis can't see, Daniel has 3 points, and I also have 3 points. Meaning we tied on this, which means we did a good job predicting Crown Jewel. We'll be back next week with the prediction battle for NXT Halloween Havoc. And after that week, the results will it be a trick or a treat for one of us. See ya.